Is communication not your strong point? No worries, because today I got some tips to communicate with your clients or customers that shows how much you care about them. Hey everyone, welcome to Coffee Chat with Danny, episode number 24. Happy Monday morning for those of you celebrating Cesar Chavez Day. Hey, welcome as well. So today is all about, or actually this week is all about communication. So as we start this week, we're going to just talk about some tips on how to communicate to your clients or your customers to show them that you care. Because if you've heard about the 5 languages of love, everybody feels and needs and communicates very differently. So we want to make sure that we are absolutely communicating what we need to our clients to show them how much they truly care to us. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Danny, and welcome to Coffee Chat. If this is your first time stopping in, say hi, let me know who you are and where you're from, and where we can find you on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, where do you hang out most? And, or maybe even just your website, which is great, fantastic. I love to check out cool websites. So my name is Danny, as I said, and I am a performance improvement consultant. So what does that mean? Well, that means that I help entrepreneurs and small businesses grow in their personal development. You see, the most important aspect of any business is you. And when you take care of you, you develop the skills that are already inside of you. And it's funny, we often think we need to gain a skill. Generally, it's already in there. We just got to tap into it. And so that's what I do. Just like a coach helps a sports athlete grow and develop their skill to become a professional and become the best in the business, that's what I do for small businesses and entrepreneurs so they can take their businesses to that next level. So, as I said, communication is something that really interests me, how we see the world, how we communicate to the world. And these days, how we communicate with each other is so different than how we communicated with each other 10, 15, and even 20 years ago. It's interesting how technology has helped us in some ways and hindered us in others, right? So communication, hands down, is essential in any business, especially when we're talking about the interactions with our clients and our customers. And last week we talked a lot about coaching when you're building a team and how to build a team and how to support them effectively. Well, communication is also part of that. So if you are building a team, these tips are also relevant to helping your team as well. All right, so tip number 1, you ready for it? Tip number 1 is always respond within 24 hours. Now, the worst thing that we can do is leave our clients or customers hanging, right? So if you know that Facebook Messenger is not the way you like to communicate, and so if a message comes up on there, you're not going to see it for days and days and days. That's something that you want to make sure that you're communicating with your customer or client right up front. So that way they don't think that you're trying to avoid them, or, they don't go looking for somebody else because, you didn't respond. If email is the best way to get a hold of you, let them know that and respond within 24 hours. So the clear communication should happen right up front at the beginning on how you will communicate with them, what options are available, and if there is any lag. I mean, if you want to say, hey, you can message me on Facebook, just know that I'm probably not going to get to it for a couple of days because I don't check it as often. Email is really the best way. Whatever that is, make sure you communicate that to them. Again, clear communication is key. Tip number 2 is to learn about them. Oftentimes we think, I think I'm going to feel like a stalker if I find out some information about them, or if I, say happy birthday, or something like that, or I comment on a photo, right? We oftentimes get a little hesitant about it because we think we're maybe being, stockish, right? I think that is absolutely on the opposite side. When somebody reaches out to me in a different form, or they compliment something that I've posted, not only in my personal aspect, or if they even ask me some questions about, what do I do on my weekends? What hobbies do I have? They're just trying to get to know me so that they can establish this commonality between me, or I'm trying to establish that with them. I don't see it as a hindrance. I don't see it as them stalking me. I see it simply as them getting to know me, which impresses me every single time I see somebody do that. And as a potential client of somebody's, it's always good to do your research about that person, whether that's if they're selling a product, if they're selling, coaching, consulting of some sort. You want to make sure who you're working with as well. So doing a little research and, sending that happy birthday, whether it's a physical card, we don't do that very often, or if it's a message on Facebook, it's a personalized way that shows them you took a moment out of your day to think of them. So that one's a really good one. Or maybe it's an anniversary they're celebrating, or it's some celebration of some sort. Maybe if you're a coach and they've reached a certain level, or they hit some goals that they had established for themselves, you want to go out and do that as well. Number 3, explain your reasoning. And what I mean by that is, oftentimes when, as a coach, if we're responding to something that our clients are asking us, or if we're responding to maybe something that we're suggesting, you always want to put your reasoning behind it. Why are you asking them to do this, or what is your thinking behind why they're doing something? Now, I know this oftentimes can happen even in our personal relationships, right? Where somebody does something and you're like, why did you do that? And, if there's no explanation, you're going to gain all these thoughts about, oh, well, they're doing it because of this, or maybe it's this. And you might even have the complete wrong idea of why they actually, did something. And so we want to make sure that we're very clear and we're showing them hey, I want to make sure that we're clear about this. I want you to understand where I'm coming from as I ask you to do something, or as I suggest something. So here's my reasoning behind why I'm saying this, and just be as clear as possible so that they can respond appropriately, or they can fully get that picture from you. All right, tip number 4 of our 5 tips is to be an active listener that is reflecting their words. So as an active listener, that means that you're 100% focused on them. You're not letting anything outside affect what's going on. Like if you're at a meeting or you're at a coffee shop, right? A lot of us sometimes will meet people at coffee shops just to talk some things out. And if you're looking at all these other things, you're not paying attention to what they're saying. And number 2, listen to understand, not listen to just respond, right? Sometimes we have a conversation, or we're listening to somebody talk and you're just waiting for them to stop so you can respond, right? I know that's happened. I know I've done that, and I know it's happened to me. It's always like, did you even hear what I said? So want to make sure that you're active listening, but then you're using their words. So if they are saying something of the sort, I'm really feeling stressed about this next project because of the time constraints that I currently have. So you can say back to them, what I'm hearing you say is that, you've got some time constraints and they're starting to feel a little stressful and maybe pressure. Is that right? right? So you're using some of the wording that they used. That shows them that you listened, right? That you heard exactly what they said. And it's also a way for you to make sure that you do understand what it is they're trying to communicate to you. So it kind of clears that way for a nice, clear communication between the two of you. So make sure, and this doesn't just go for your clients, your customers, or your team. This goes for anybody that you're interacting with, whether it be, online or in person. And tip number 5, our final tip for today, is to either, if you have done a project with somebody or you've done a one-on-one coaching session, and that time frame is up, right after that finishes, set in your calendar some follow-up times, some follow-up emails, maybe it's a follow-up call, but you're going to reach out to them in, maybe it's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it might be, or whatever works in your kind of a time frame for that particular client. And immediately get it on your calendar and schedule it. So then that way in those 30 days, you're going to reach out to this person and just check in with them, see how they're doing, maybe as simple as an email as well. The other thing is, let's say you have a customer that's bought a product from you. Well, that's a perfect opportunity to schedule in 30 days from now, or even in some cases. So when I was in direct sales, I always followed up 2 weeks after they received their purchase to see if they had any questions or if they've used it and how they've used it, anything that I could help them with. And then I would schedule 30 days from there to check back in and say, hey, how's it going? And hey, maybe there's a new product out on the line that I wanted to let you know about, which leads us into our bonus. So we've got the 5 tips. Let me review them really quickly. Number 1 was to respond within 24 hours. So be clear about where you will respond and how you will respond. Number 2 is to learn about them. Not stalk them, learn about them. Learn a little bit about what they like, what their hobbies are, and so that you can celebrate along with them and share in some of those commonalities. Number 3 is always explain your reasoning. When you're working on a project or you're giving them feedback, always explain why. Number 4 is to be an active listener and reflect the words that they're using, so we keep clear communication. And number 5, follow-up emails. Schedule them as soon as you've completed a project, so or you've worked with somebody, so that you reach out to them within whatever time frame you feel necessary. 30, 60, 90 tends to be like a standard kind of follow-up schedule, but whatever works for you and your business is ultimately what you want to do. And then our bonus tip. So our bonus tip is to keep them top of mind and to let them know about updates and trends. So if you're a product-based business, let them know when a new product is coming out. And you want to do that before it comes out too. Let them in on the little secret. Hey, I'm letting my past clients know first that this new product is coming out, or this new course is coming out. And so then that way they feel very special that you've let them know ahead of time. Before everybody else, you let them know. I remember when I used to go to like spring updates, and so these were a couple of months in advance of a product line launching. I would always reach out to my past clients and say, hey guys, we just heard about some of these potential new products that are coming out in the spring, so you might want to look out for those. And they were always so excited to say, hey, yeah, let me know when that comes out. That might be something I want to buy. Or yeah, I totally want one of those. I'll get it. So I'm already building a list for the future, which is great. The same idea with, if you're a service-based business, let them know if you're offering a new package or new course, or if there's something new that you can help them with. Let them know new trends that are happening in the industry that they're in, or that you've helped them with in the past. This is a great way to stay connected, stay top of mind, and truly show them that you care. All right, that is it for today. So your action item for today is to take a look at how you are working with your clients and customers and see if there's any of these 5 things that you can start adding in now to make that impact in that relationship with your clients and customers, so that you can truly show them that you care, and they'll come back to you time and time again. All right, everyone. Announcements today is this week in the Empowered Women Achieving Success Facebook group. That's my free Facebook group. We're going to be talking about communication this week, and we're going to be talking about what we do and how we do it and why we do it, and we're breaking it down into one sentence and all the way down to one word. So come on in, join us this week as we venture into being creative with how we talk about what we do. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day. Have a very happy Monday, and I will see you on Wednesday with another topic on communication. Bye.